Okay. I was talking to a friend of mine who has a younger sister as well, but his younger sister is in the 10th grade, whereas mine is a senior about to graduate. And he asked me, if he should let his little sister date. So we talked, and I'm like, I'm sure there's people on YouTube who have younger siblings or have children or relatives, so this may be relevant to them. But so I told him, yeah, I let my little sister date. I've been letting her date since probably about the 10th grade. Why? Well, here's the thing. Boys and girls will be attracted to each other. Scientifically, that is how they're hardwired. So they will be curious. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. Okay, I'm not talking about sex. I'm just talking about, them being attracted to each other and them trying to figure out what they're supposed to do once they're attracted to each other, right? It's learning how to socialize. When you're a kid, you learn how to socialize with other kids, but when you get older, you learn how to socialize with young men and young women, okay? Especially when you're talking about some sort of physical attraction. That's like almost a whole other set of behaviors that you have to learn. So you have to learn it. It's a skill. Unfortunately, you still have children from two-parent homes who are dropping the ball because parents have this zero tolerance policy when it comes to dating, and in my opinion, it hurts because you can't tell your child to turn off their attraction to the opposite sex. You can't. And I know people are going to say you're not a parent. I think I am. I raised my sister when my dad split. So I'm speaking from a parent's point of view here and from a brother's point of view. FYI. So they have to understand how to do things officially. Okay? Now, when parents say you're not allowed to date, like I said before, that's not going to stop your child from being attracted to somebody of the opposite sex. So what are they going to do? They're going to date unofficially. Okay? And when you date unofficially, what are you going to do? You're going to date unofficial people. Okay? Hence people that they know they're not supposed to be talking to. But for them, it's like the down low. Hence a lot of young black women and black men making bad choices when they're younger because it's supposed to be unofficial. So if it's unofficial and it's under the radar, no one's knowing. So I can be as unofficial as possible. Okay? And I'm not saying this is the complete reason, but I'm saying this is part of the reason to why you see so many young black women and black men make poor choices in terms of who they're with. Now, when you're dating unofficially, you don't have time because you're sneaking around, right? You're not being truthful. You were supposed to be here, but you're really there. It happens, right? And more so with women, I guess, because I think growing up, teenage boys tend to have more luxuries. I could pretty much go out and, hang out, and it wasn't really a thing. But for girls, it was more so, we'll keep the clamps on. So you had to sneak around. You had to creep around. And when you don't have time, what's the only thing you can really do? If you can only see somebody for maybe 30 minutes a day or sneak around, are you going to talk and, figure out how somebody else is thinking and feeling, this, that, and the third? No. So chances are you're probably going to have sex or you're going to do something because your time is limited, but you're trying to express yourself to this person and you're trying to get close to this person and connect with this person. Hence the whole, well, we don't have too much time, so we might as well have sex or do something sexually oriented. Happens all the time. When I was in school, that's what happened, right? Dating, my mom didn't really care. But as far as the women, their parents were very, I remember how I grew up. So mom and dad were like, oh, you need to be home by 3:30. So all you can really do is creep around. That's all you could do. Right? So you have limited time. Are you going to sit down and talk about how your day was or talk about your future plans? No. So you're going to have sex to do something of that nature, which is dangerous when you factor in STDs, pregnancy, and just the emotional damage that can happen when you are having sex at a young age. Okay? So it's unofficial. And more importantly, parents can't monitor what's going on in a controlled environment. So I let my sister date, so she's not in a a uncontrolled environment. It's very much controlled, right? We know what's going on. The boyfriend side of the family knows what's going on. So when they spend time, okay, it's official time. So it's not like anybody's telling them that you guys can't kick it, but it's in a controlled, supervised type of environment. So we know where they're at. We know who they're with. They know what we're doing, or what, we know what they are doing. So it's supervised. So they get the opportunity to talk to each other, understand what's going on, and really understand how to properly deal with somebody and relate to somebody when you are attracted to them. Right? It is what it is. It's controlled. And I'm not talking about sex here because that's definitely not going on, but they get to understand how to properly court each other in a proper fashion. Okay, and we can see what's going on, and we can talk to them, and we can be real with them. So nothing's under the radar. So in a nutshell, my sister and her boyfriend, okay, get to do the whole understanding how boys and girls work, but it's in a supervised manner, so we can talk to them, and so things can be put out there, so there's no, let's be unofficial. Because it's official in terms of I'm allowing my sister to date and her boyfriend's family knows what's going on as well, they actually spend more time with each other than I know they would have if it was unofficial and they had to creep around, because none of them drive. So by us making it official and controlling it, we have the peace of mind to know what's going on. And the children or the teenagers still benefit because they get to understand how to deal with somebody that you're attracted to and know how to truly know somebody and grow with somebody without having sex, without being super duper physical. Now, have they kissed? Probably so. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, everything is monitored. Everything is monitored. So you can take the whole viewpoint of, no, I'm not going to allow my daughter to date. Okay? But what's going to happen at the end? She's still going to do it. And to be real with you, she has to learn. And he also has to learn how to properly deal with somebody in a productive manner when they're attracted to that person. Because when they get older and they're 18 and they move out of your house in your jurisdiction, what's going to happen? They're going to be attracted to people. All sorts of people. From all different walks of life. And if they don't know how to court, they will get themselves into trouble. So this is a skill that they'll be able to take on with them. She will know how to date officially. See, unfortunately, when people don't know how to date officially, they will always be unofficial with it. And even when they are on their own and they don't have to get mommy and daddy's approval, all they know is how to date unofficially. All they know is how to choose the wrong person. And because I don't know how to speak or express myself or, be productive with somebody, well, all we can do is really sleep with each other. My sister and her boyfriend, they're doing homework together. They're doing SAT stuff together. Yeah, they get to go to the movies and hang out, but everything. They're writing their college essays together. Like, they're understanding how to interact at different levels of life. Not just on this whole physical intimacy. And even then, intimacy is more than just sex. But like I said, if your child doesn't learn that, when are they going to learn it? When you say it's okay, what are they supposed to do? See, the problem even with some of the men and women that I grew up with who come from two-parent homes is they never learned how to date officially. Right? And they get to a certain age and then their parents are telling them, oh, I want some grandchildren. Oh, you're not, doing this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, they don't really know how to court people. They don't know who to choose. They don't know how to grow. Right? They don't know how to deal with somebody in different levels. And to me, this is why I allow her to date. My older sister wasn't allowed to date. And it hurt her. Luckily, she was able to figure out what was going on. But for a while, my older sister made some pretty poor choices because we were close at one point in time. And she was one of those unofficial daters because, my parents were still together. So my mom and dad were like, oh, absolutely no dating. But unofficially, she still dated. But with my little sister, okay, which I had to step into that father role when my dad pretty much bailed, I said, she's not going to end up like my older sister. And I told my mom this, no, we'll allow her to date, but it will be in a controlled manner so we know what's going on and we can say, hey, you're going to go through this period, but this is how you handle it. If you have an issue, come talk to me. And we're real. The whole talking about sex and all that other stuff, that is part of what's going on. And we talk about it. Boyfriend and my little sister. We talk and we're open, not to promote it. Don't get me wrong, not to promote it, but to have them understand what's going on. Because the boyfriend, I want to see him do good as well. I'm sure they're not going to end up getting married. They'll probably break up when he goes to college and she goes to her college. But I still want to see him do well. I still want him to be able to email me or call me when he has a problem. I really want to see him do well. And that's the whole point. The whole point is to see two people do well. To help two people grow officially and not unofficially.